Deploying.
Do you like Earth Defense Force? Then more Earth Defense Force. This is EDF 4.1 being played on PlayStation 4, Mission 11 Air Force. And I'm using Wing Diver. I picked up a sweet new laser when I defeated the Death Queen on Inferno on a previous video, which is this thing that looks like a shotgun laser. It's a pretty badass weapon. Doesn't have as much range as the Laser 300, but it sure does a lot of damage. And this mission's a lot of fun. I like to go in with this thing. I just call it the laser disco ball. Basically, you just fly around and anything that's near you just gets obliterated. It uses ammo, which is nice. It's reasonably effective when you're flying around if you're good at your energy management when playing Wing Diver. And this mission is not too difficult until you get up to Inferno, when the enemies do a lot of damage. I think for Inferno you want to maybe hang back and shoot as many of them from a distance as possible, but I always end up getting myself killed, so I need some more health before I can tackle Inferno. But here on hardest, it's not too bad. And what you really need to do is make it just up to a certain point in the level when your teammates get a guided missile launcher and finish the job for you. I think there's about 3 major waves, and you're basically just being swarmed by these super irritating robot death drone things, but keep an eye on the ground because there's also a lot of armor, health, and weapon pickups. And here on hardest, I don't really need the weapons so much as I need more armor, and definitely health, even though I've got quite a bit of it. But I personally don't think this one's too difficult, as long as you keep moving and use weapons that get rid of anything in front of you and don't run out of energy. Or else you're doomed. Doomed! Even if you're not flying, you can land on the ground and just take these guys out. They're not too tough. They're not really hard like those red ones later in the game. Now those things are tricky. These guys are just a bunch of giant robot space pussies. I like to use the laser disco ball. Just fly right through them. That thing does actually quite a bit of damage. It's really good. This particular weapon here, it's also really good for space bees. For some of those missions where you want to fly around the space bee hive and just obliterate all of them right next to you. This combined with that laser weapon are good choices if you're going in there as infantry. Just take a machine gun and a shotgun and just wipe these things out. I don't particularly like to use any of the guided missile launchers in this game. By the time they lock onto anything, you're usually dead, and then you run out of ammo quickly. And so I like these laser weapons. I think they do the best job, especially as Wing Diver. Even when she has quite a bit of armor, she's still still pretty prone to being surrounded and mangled, especially when you run out of energy. So we're at near the end here, and at some point you'll hear the missile launcher locking onto all of them, which means your teammates are about to shoot them all out of the sky. So at that point you can probably relax. Just make sure not to let your guard down and run out of ammo. So the first time you play through Earth Defense Force, play this one on easy. If you're not used to the game, it might be a bit overwhelming with all these things flying around you, but once you get some of the more powerful weapons, you can just cut right through them.
Negling self-propelled rocket launcher is in position.
And make sure to run around and collect a lot of the armor drops. There's lots of armor in this one. Isn't this game super fun? Like, if you don't have fun playing Earth Defense Force, then you just don't know how to have fun. Or else maybe you just have some sort of weird bug and robot phobia, but I think then you would enjoy it because you get to blow them all up until they blow you up. And this level really is tough on Inferno. I haven't quite gotten there yet. Soon enough I want to play it on Inferno, but I have figured out how to get through a couple of these super difficult levels, which gets you some better weapons, and I'll show you that in other videos. See you soon. Thanks for watching Classic Game Room. Get your CGR shirts and glassware at ClassicGameRoom.com. Classic Game Room is brought to you by Magnum Skywolf. CGR is supported by fans on Patreon. Thank you.